Hi, yeah, it's Xavier. I'm at the top of the garden by the back door. Well, that's the window actually. I was going to film down the bottom, but it's so foggy. I thought I'd do a quick one here. What you're about to see is the update on the Easter Cotoneaster fun that the kids had, where I gave them all a load of Cotoneaster cuttings that I'd grown in the nursery, and I challenged them to learn some bonsai. So, you know, that was a good sort of 5 months ago, and since then I've had them working on them, and certainly Kat, James have done some work on them over the last couple of weeks. And if you've got a Cotoneaster, you can still do stuff on it. It is I call it broadleaf evergreen. I wouldn't go to town with it, but you can certainly still do some work on it. So I'll go straight over to Kat right now. Hi, it's Xavier down the bottom of the garden, and I'll tell you what, you guys have been waiting for this, and gals, because we had the Easter special, which I know at least 72 of you watched, and at least 5 of you commented, and 4 of those were my children. So one of you out there commented about who the winner was at that stage. But I know, a lot of you have been waiting and waiting. I keep promising that this great big event's going to happen where we actually see the progression and whether or not they died. Well, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce you to Katarina, who every now and then you might hear singing in the background, although she's not aware that you can hear her. And then progressively I'm going to introduce the other 3. Where did I get that extra child from? I have no idea. So it's going to be Katarina first, and I've given them one hint and they'll all get the same hint. Decision is, how big do they think their tree's going to be this year, next year, year on, because that should influence their decisions. And also, if they're going to go small, they should always be thinking about scale and proportion, knowing in their minds exactly how tall that tree's going to be. So, without me gabbing my chops too much longer, I'm going to hand over to my daughter Katarina. Cheers.
Good day, it's Katarina down the bottom of the garden, because he wouldn't let me stay up top because I have to do my tree. Although, to be fair, I have actually been begging to get started on it for a while now, mostly because I have no idea what to do with it, and it's just been sitting there and sprouting more and more of the little green leaves in all awkward places. So I actually kind of want it to be quite a big tree, but I don't know how much it's actually gonna grow. If I just leave it, will it just keep growing taller and taller?
Hey, it's like a healthy child that you feed. They just keep growing one way or the other.
But you can't cut the legs off a child.
Should we just give it a 360, just so everyone can see that actually it did survive and there is some growth on it?
Yes. There we go.
And going from your first experience of trying to do anything bonsai, how happy with what you are at what you're seeing now and what your original thought of how it might look?
Well, honestly, I didn't actually expect, for example, this to happen, or this to happen. Like these 3 just sprouted out of nowhere. I kind of thought it would always just stay with these branches, which is a bit daft, but hey ho.
Is that because, like, when you feed children, they don't grow extra arms or legs?
Literally, something like that, yeah. When you feed kids, they don't grow extra legs, no.
So you've decided on the height you want it?
Yes.
Okay.
Now,
where is the front?
Oh, that's easy. I just did a 360 before I started to make sure I still wanted it to be the same way.
Okay, so it's practically where
it always is, because it looks funny side on, and it looks even weirder from the back. I know that I want to take this right back because we've got another potential little sprout growing up here, which if I decided I wanted to go anywhere I can do, but I definitely don't want it hanging all the way back out here anymore.
Okay, and have you got some good buds either side that you can cut back to? So if we deal with that one straight away.
You've got one up here that it could go out from, or even down here if I wanted.
We tend to try and avoid the classic there, which is what is going to be an upward.
Well, that's what I wondered. I don't really want it to go up, I still want it to go out.
Whereas if you look there, for the sake of this, and bend it down, you've got this one on the right, this one on the left. Which is absolutely beautiful, because you've got this one here, but it means
that's true,
that you've actually got an ideal cut point, because what you can potentially do then is, if you say cut somewhere about there, give yourself a little bit of a stub for dieback.
And then I've got potentials from either side, so depending on which way it grows and which I like. Okay, can I do that one now?
You actually let both of them grow out. That's ideally what you want. So probably give it a ½ centimetre beyond that, and we'll
like that. A bit less.
Let's have a look. That's fine. Okay, there she
Jumped
goes.
at me.
Okay.
Okay. I know I don't want this one because it's sticking out funny. I don't want anything coming already near that. As soon as I saw it, I was like, I don't want that one. Didn't really get it all off. There we go. Okay.
Your tree. Where is your main trunk going to be going? If you want it to be twice as tall, which one is going to be the leader?
This is going to be my lead. I can already, because I was thinking like I could
Okay.
manipulate it a little bit.
Okay, I hadn't thought of that.
Because it could.
Well,
Because at the moment it's shooting all the way out that way. So if I just manipulated it slightly and kind of just brought it up a bit more, it would allow that to go out that way, another one to go up this way. I think it would look odd otherwise if I just let it keep going that way, because it's too parallel.
okay. So if I said to you a word that starts with T and ends in R and sounds like paper.
Tater?
Tater.
Potatoes.
Taters.
Boil a mushroom, stick them in a stew.
Okay. And
No, really,
Andy,
what?
that's for you. That's an easy one for you to guess. Right. So you want to run the trunk up there, and at the moment you're talking about wiring that. Is that single trunk you're talking about all exactly the same thickness?
Yes.
Right. So we're going to have a problem with taper.
Oh, is that what? Okay.
That's what taper's about, it getting thinner, which is why what we would
Right,
naturally
taper
do, as we learn, some of us learn, is we would find what we call an advantageous bud or shoot that comes out at about the point where we'd want to be turning the branch. If we had wire, where would we turn it?
If I had wire, I would probably turn it
Just
about
below
there.
where your thumb is, there's a lovely
Yeah,
bud that
about
started
there.
to extend.
So this bit here is probably where I'd turn it, and there's the bud there.
Yeah, and there's that lovely bud. So if you let that grow for another 6 months, 7 months, you're actually going to get, you can see what sort of thickness you're going to get. That's going to give you taper. So if I was going to cut, I would cut again about half a centimetre beyond that.
Right
Somewhere
here?
about there, yeah. I'm just being safer with these, because then your plan is you've got 2 branches coming out there. You're going to have that one, you're going to let that one grow
Yeah.
a lot, and you'll let it go and
That's
go
the
and
idea,
go.
just to
And
let
that
it just
one
go
could-
and go and go and go and go.
Yeah, and that one could actually get wired next year to give you a bit more shape. But that way, your line, which you want, which is there,
Yeah. This is the main part of the line, not like going all the way up here,
Yeah.
but where I can then get shape.
So let's get that cut in then.
Cool.
And again, so rotate it round, rotate it round, so that you've actually got the best position to. I'll only cut it if you place it, because there's only one
My
star
tree.
in this show.
Yes, me.
Okay, so don't forget which branch you're doing.
There you go, it's a good
Okay,
360.
now think.
No,
is
let
that,
me position my
You-
pliers.
You want to position your pliers
Let me
so
position my
this-
pliers, and then you can say, no, I'm the bonsai man.
Okay, go on then.
Don't cut here. Oh, I actually grabbed my tree a bit there. Whoops.
Oh dear.
Bit scarring. Anyway, okay, so
Interesting grip. Okay.
about
Oh,
there.
yeah.
So what was my no?
Well, it's only because you're reaching across, and I'd have just, what I'd have done is I'd have gone from here, right in front of myself, just gone like that. And then that way.
Just kicked that straight in my face.
So you've just proven why that would have been a bad idea. Okay.
I
so
know.
let's-
Do you know when I turned it, I thought that was going to kick straight at me. I don't want it to
But
do that.
wouldn't hit me, it hit you. Okay, so,
Okay, anyway.
right, so we're getting there. Now, take the one away you don't like.
Shall I tell you my reasoning why I don't like that one?
Yeah.
Because we've got a branch that will come out here if I decide I want something to come forward at all, which I don't. I quite like that all the branches lean backwards more. And obviously we've got another potential bud down here as well on this branch, which could go either way. And I always have the option to wire if I want to. And this literally looks like he's just gone limb, grow.
Okay.
Not like it's
You
doing
get rid of
anything.
it.
There we
And
go.
take it right at the base.
Obviously. Obviously. There's another quote.
There you go. All right. Going. So my cut point would probably be just there, that grave, because it's got a big knobbly bit.
But if I cut there, it will be in line with that branch, then all the other bonsais will poke fun at it because it will look weird.
They will. Yeah. Go.
Alright, let's try
If
it
that
your way.
hits me in the face,
Payback.
payback.
Payback is a ceramic man.
Okay. Do you
I can't
find
even
that
see where I'm cutting
do you
if I
find that
cut
comfortable
mine.
holding them like that? Rather than
yes.
like that?
Well, it's actually it's harder to hold
Okay.
them like that. This is easier.
Okay, no worries. Anyway,
Because
so
look, I can use the...
Okay, come back to your tree. No, you've done your nails already with them.
No, I was going to do my hair this time.
Right.
See, this is why I have to keep going in front, because now, okay, now I can't
Yes,
hold
no,
the stupid
No, I
things.
see. No, I see why you would do
Can't hold
that.
them now.
Okay.
There, underneath that one, right?
Okay.
There you go. Oh, no, wrong one. I still don't like this because it looks funny. It's disturbing the line of my tree.
It
but
is. No,
would you wire or would you get
no,
rid of
you
this
wouldn't.
one?
It's actually, the thing about it is that it's actually coming forwards.
This one. That's what I don't like about it.
And you know that's or that are going to be going that way. So you've got stuff that's
we don't
going
really need
to
to
cross
go
and get in the
this.
way of what your plan is for next year.
So we can get rid of this. If I get rid of that, will it leave too much of an unnatural space?
I think at this stage, go with your gut.
Oh, my
If
gut
your
says get rid
gut's
of it.
saying get rid of it, there you go. You sort of pulled that off.
Yeah.
That's okay.
It didn't come off properly.
Look.
Well, do you know, I still want to strip back all of the unnecessary. This is a lot of like growth here that we won't need. If I'm not going to follow up a line from it, there's no point letting it grow.
Let's look at that one first.
This one. Oh, we've got
That one there.
this one here.
At the moment, that is running parallel to the lower one.
Mhm.
Are there any buds at the moment that are coming out lower down that we might want to cut back to?
I think. Well,
You
actually, there's one at the back here, which
Yeah.
would then cause it to grow more outwards that
That
way.
sounds a good idea.
That will still stay in parallel if I leave that, so I'd probably cut down here.
That's what I'd do, yeah.
Can you see?
Yep, that's good. Brilliant. Good one of your arm.
Yeah, well.
Just spin it round. We've cut enough growth off there that the plant is going to be forced to either put more sprouts out or concentrate on the ones it's already got, which is what we want it to do.
I felt sometimes.
But if you take away too much green, yes, you want it to push out more buds, but you also want it to have enough green on there right now to do what it really wants to do, which is grab in energy for greater root growth,
Yeah.
and also to put on
few
vascular growth. Yeah. So you're basically
growth.
happy with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's some weeds.
And then the next time we'll be looking at it is in the springtime. So we may
Wait, not
well
until next year?
pick a pot and put it in a pot, or we may leave it for another year to get a little bit stronger.
So I don't get to repot it now.
We can think about that. Okay.
Peace.
Peace out.
I'm heading back up to the top of the garden.
Oh, good. It's taken a while. I've been trying to get Alex to do this next stage on her Cotoneaster from the Easter special, and she's declined, which that's fine. So she said I can do it instead, which makes me feel even happier, because now the advice can be my advice and I can do it. So anyway, this is how it's looking now. I don't intend to go to too much town on it, but I think she called it the protective mother or something like that. Arms out and all sorts of things. And we both talked about one thing in particular, and that's the fact that this great big hulking branch really doesn't need to be there. So that's going to be a removal. And then I might just, well, I don't know what to do. I'll take the wire off anyway. That can probably come off now. So we'll do that straight away. Let's get the wire off. So the wire's all off. What do we want to do with that? Let's have a look down there and see what. Okay, there's some little roots there. She put a rock down there. I remember that now. It's a little rock. I don't think it's classic root on rock, but okay. So we have to decide something, because we've definitely got 3 junctions. Let's do the most obvious cut. And take that one off. Okay, so that's that done. We've got to stay true to what her original design was. So they were the 2 ones she wanted the most. So really, we've got stuff coming up here, but this coming up here, and that big one up here. I like, there's a branch comes out there. Let's just relative thicknesses, but I let that run out, get roots strong. All I want to do is really get the wire off, I think, and remove that main stub of a branch. I think the truth is we're going to be removing that up there. So let's take it off from there. I could shorten that off. Probably chances are that's going to go, actually. Yeah, I'm not sure where the front is, but there's a little root down there, so we'll see. Anyway, from Lexi's Cotoneaster. We'll say farewell. Cheers. Just need to check whether or not Tammi wants me to do hers or not. I think James will probably do his. Anyway.
Hello, so this is James down in the bottom of the garden, and this is my tree that I did during the Easter special. As you can see, I've definitely gone for a more man-made structure rather than what would grow in nature. There's a lot more of this spiral happening, and I want to try and keep that. So I know with some of the other ones they've all come back down to a more traditional shape, but I'd quite like to keep that more magical sort of style to the tree. So my first job will be removing the wire, and then I'll start going on about some of these lower branches that I'm going to be cutting. I've now got to try and cut the wire without actually damaging the tree, so this could be interesting. I see now why it takes so long to remove all the wiring, because you're trying not to damage the tree in the process. So that's all the wiring now removed, and start looking at some of the branches I'm now going to clip. So I like to quite try and keep this spiral that I have going up here, and I don't want to distract from it, so getting rid of branches like these ones. Take that one near the base and get rid of that. One of the other things I quite like is, again, trying to keep the spiral. I want to get rid of this branch because I don't want anything to hold away from this hollow that's forming in the centre. That's the right word. Again, taking in the burr. I'm not sure about this branch here, so I'm just going to leave it for now because I can always cut it off later. But this one at the back is definitely going to go. So this will be the front of my tree.
Okay, so you're looking into that.
So I'm looking into this gap.
Into there. So it's whether it's what you want to see.
As I say, I'm looking to try and keep this bend, and I'm thinking of pulling this branch more into its own spiral up here. So I'm thinking of removing these ones at the back. I want to rewire this one into a tighter spiral.
Okay.
It's definitely not going to be a natural shape, so maybe I'll go all out on it.
No, that's fine.
This one is potentially could be kept. That one's going to end up growing into the tree, into the base. So
you could remove that.
I'll remove that one now.
This time of the year, what we have to be careful of is doing too much removal. Yeah, so that's interesting. I mean, it is really interesting.
So actually, I'm thinking take it back to this one. I've changed my mind.
Good decision.
I've changed my mind.
Okay, let's have a little spin on that.
Might take that further back, but at this stage I'm not sure.
You can see though with the change, if the whole tree is going to be that central.
In which case, maybe even taking it back here for this branch coming up, and that branch can be manipulated at a later stage.
Wow.
But I'll leave it for now, I think.
They're so brilliant with clip and grow that you only get this one down here. May start shooting like these. You just wait one of those shoots out, and then you say, actually, that's going to be the new branch.
Just waiting for a new shoot that catches my eye
Always
more.
wait for it to catch it. Yeah.
Potentially this one coming out.
That one's coming out. That's potentially going to be a nice one for you. So you could just shorten a little bit. I'm just at this time of the year, I'm a little bit loath to take too much of your green stuff off because the tree's saying I want that to get through the winter. So there's definitely some progression. There's definitely progression with it. You've got lots of options still on it.
Yeah, I think you're right that this one will be a definite problem just because of where it's growing. Just after that shoot.
Yeah. And possibly that one if you're going to just shorten that one off, because that one's just going to go straight up there as well. So just take a couple of top two off. So it's still saying I've got loads of energy. You know, if I was looking at, say you've definitely kept some options. There's lots of things you can do with it, and it's progressed. It's definitely progressed, and I can sort of see what you're trying to do, and it is magical.
Actually, I'll bring it slightly more in.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Right. So the next time we're going to look at that is going to be
about 6 months from now.
well, we're going to be certainly going to be in March, April. Brilliant.
So I'll have to retire and leave you to my dad's space from now on.
Okay. Cheers, James.
Thank you.
Okay, so hopefully you've enjoyed and seen what James and we did with Alex's and Kat's. Tammy's was the only one left, and actually of all of them, hers was the one that had probably been set up pretty well, right on, spot on with what she had. So there's very little to do, and in the end she's decided not to come forward. Don't blame her. And this is it here. So in all its glory, it's actually, you know, for a structure for a little bonsai, pretty good. So we'll zoom in on that, and then I'll well, I'm not going to do anything with it, to be honest. All I've done is taken a bit of wire off it. Okay, that's typical. I just realised when I look back over the film that I didn't actually do a 360 of Tammy's plant. So with the skill of a steady hand, I'll just give you a little look at it. Very professional this is. And that's Kat in the background. There we go, and that's how it's looking, as I say. Very little that she actually has to do to it by the look of it. I took the wire off. Whoops, that's falling over. Yeah, so that was Tammy's little Cotoneaster, and about the only thing that has to be done, if you look down, you've got 3 coming from one point. I would keep those 2, but this one here is coming right from the crotch, so that one will go. It's a beautiful little tree. I don't know whether the front will be somewhere in there, and then looking, there is a cut you can make here, probably removing that, to be honest. In fact, that's going to be a cut I will make, so I will do that. But anyway, that's Tammy's tree, and again, that's an upside down Dawn Isaac pot, as are these. Lovely glaze. Lovely, lovely, lovely glaze. Well, it's Xavier. I'm back again. Had a great time with Dawn of Deiceramics, and needless to say, she's sold me a load of pots. Really, really great value. But again, she's come to the rescue with some identification. I showed you something which I called a buddleia, and it's not. It's actually, don't know if you see it, it's a sage. And I learnt about the leaf structure. It's almost like human skin with the way the porous leaves are, and also the smell should have given it away. So these are sages. So I've got some sage bonsai. So that's good, and for all those who know how much I like to muck up my identification, that's another own goal. But yeah, you're going to see some of these pots next year in the repots. It's got this one, it's lovely. It's got like a belt buckle on the front of it. Lovely glaze. Oh, got this interesting thing here. Really, really beautiful pots. It's had so many. If I had more money, I could have bought some more. Love this, more classic granite. I think it's a granite glaze. Nice oval pots. And then some of her nature print. Some lovely feet on them. Feet are really nice. Yeah, so I've asked her to also design a new pot for my old man, my signature tree, and that's going to feature probably in the first video of 2023. Can't believe I'm not even talking about that. So yeah, we've got some, oh lovely. I know she told me all the different colours and what they are, but really nice. So I've got a whole load new more pots. So from Xavier, lounging in the mid-terrace with a light drizzle coming down on me. I'll say God bless, happy bonsaiing. Cheers.